Greetings from the voice of Allan Kardec.
And welcome from the voice of the spirits.
We are here again today to take you through The Spirits Book by Allan Kardec. Today's journey covers spirits during battle, questions 541 to 546. Then we will discuss Pacts, P-A-C-T-S, Pacts, questions 549 to 550.
Enjoy.
Question 541. During battle, are there spirits who assist in it and who aid each of the forces in the fight?
Yes, and who stimulate their courage.
Author's remarks for question 541. Thus, the ancients represented the gods as taking the side of this or that people. Such gods were nothing more than spirits represented by allegorical figures. Question 542. In war, justice is always on one side only. How can spirits support the one that is in the wrong?
You know perfectly well that there are spirits who seek only discord and destruction. For them, war is war. The justness of the cause means little to them.
Question 543. Can certain spirits influence generals in the conception of their plans for a particular campaign?
Absolutely. Spirits can influence them in this as in all conceptions.
Question 544. Can evil spirits suggest faulty plans to them in order to lead them to defeat?
Yes, but don't they have free will? If their judgment does not enable them to distinguish a good idea from a bad one, they will suffer the consequences and would do better at obeying than commanding.
Question 545. Can generals sometimes be guided by a type of second sight, an intuitive perception that shows them the result of their strategies beforehand?
That is frequently what happens with geniuses. It is what they call inspiration, and it enables them to act with a type of certainty. This inspiration comes to them from the spirits who guide them, and who use the faculties with which such individuals have been endowed.
Question 546. In the heat of combat, what happens to the spirits of those who die? Are they still interested in the battle after death?
Some continue to be interested, others withdraw.
Author's remarks for question 546. The same thing happens in combat as occurs in all cases of violent death. At first, such spirits are surprised and bewildered. They do not believe they are dead, and they think they are still taking part in the action. It is only little by little that reality imposes itself on them. Question 547. After death, do the spirits of those who had fought each other while alive still regard one another as enemies and continue to be hostile towards each other?
In such moments, spirits are never calm. At first, they may still hate their enemy and even pursue them. But when they regain their composure, they see that their animosity no longer has any motive. Nevertheless, they may retain greater or lesser traces of it, depending on their character.
Sub-question 547. Do they still hear the din of the battle?
Yes, perfectly.
Question 548. Do spirits who calmly watch a battle as spectators witness the separation of soul from body? How does this phenomena appear to them?
Very few deaths are truly instantaneous. Most of the time, a spirit whose body has been mortally wounded is not aware of it at the time. Only when consciousness begins to return can the spirit be seen moving beside its corpse. This appears so natural that the sight of the dead body lying there does not produce any disagreeable effect. All life having been transferred into the spirit, only the spirit attracts attention, and it is the spirit with whom spectators converse, or to whom they give orders.
Question 549. Is there any kind of truth to pacts being formed with evil spirits?
No, there are no such pacts. However, an evil nature may be attuned to evil spirits. For example, you want to torment your neighbor, but you do not know how to proceed. Thus, you call low-order spirits who, like you, desire only evil. In return for their help, they want you to help them in their own evil designs. However, this does not mean that your neighbor cannot be freed from them by an opposing appeal or by an action of the will. Those who desire to commit an act of evil, simply for the sake of committing evil, call evil spirits to their aid, and then become obliged to serve them in turn because these spirits need them for the evil they themselves desire to do. It is only in this that a pact consists.
Author's remarks for question 549. The fact that persons sometimes find themselves dependent on low-order spirits proceeds from their delivering themselves over to the evil thoughts that such spirits suggest to them, and not from any kind of stipulations made between them. A pact, in the usual sense of the word, is an allegory that portrays an evil nature sympathizing with equally wicked spirits. Question 550. What is the meaning of the fantastic fables according to which certain individuals have sold their soul to Satan in exchange for certain favors?
All fables contain a teaching and a moral. Your error is in taking them literally. This one is an allegory that may be explained like this. Those who call evil spirits to help them obtain the gifts of fortune or any other favor rebel against providence. They renounce the mission they have received and the trials they must undergo in this world, but they will reap the consequences of it in the life to come. This does not mean their soul is condemned to suffer forever. However, instead of detaching themselves from matter, they immerse themselves deeper and deeper in it. The joys they have preferred on earth will no longer be available to them in the spirit world until they atone for their wrong through new trials that will perhaps be even greater and more painful. Out of love for material pleasures, they place themselves under the power of impure spirits. Hence, they tactically establish a mutual pact that leads them to ruin, but which will always be easy for them to break with the assistance of good spirits if they firmly desire to do so.